Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Hawk 411. I'm Trevin.
And I'm Travis.
We have lots to talk about this week, so let's get started on our weekly announcements.
September 27th, there is a Hampton High School volleyball tournament at 9 a.m.
And on September 30th, there's no school.
High school volleyball versus Fullerton, 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. on September 30th.
And on October 1st, there's also no school.
October 2nd, volleyball versus Lawrence Nelson, canceled due to unknown circumstances.
We would also like to remind students that this week is the last week to submit names for the lunchroom naming contest.
All submissions can be turned in to Mrs. McNish. We also would like to remind the students to be appropriate when submitting the names.
We now go to our first story with Christy Jelinek on Walking Wednesday with Mrs. Herzberg.
Thank you, Travis and Trevin. I'm here with Mrs. Herzberg about Walking Wednesday. Mrs. Herzberg, what is Walking Wednesday?
Walking Wednesday is a time that the elementary school goes out in front of the building and we actually try to get some exercise and try to wake up our brains and get ready to learn for the day.
How'd you come up with the idea of Walking Wednesday?
This summer we had a committee formed that's called our Wellness Committee, and on the Wellness Committee we have representation from all over the school, and one thing we're trying to do is figure out how to keep kids active. And so one idea I had was, what could we do in the mornings to try to get the elementary students active and ready to learn? And so we came up with the idea of, well, let's go ahead and have some walking time as a group.
How do you think Walking Wednesday is going?
I think it's going really well. I have the kids actually count their laps, and we're tracking our laps, and our goal is to walk all the way across Nebraska by Christmas time. And we have a map hanging in the lunchroom, and if you look at our map, so far we've already walked, we started at the western side of the state, we've already walked past North Platte, Nebraska. And so we're feeling like we're making good progress. About 50 miles every Wednesday is what we're putting in as a school. So we're excited about what we've accomplished so far.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Herzberg. Back to you, Travis and Trevin.
Thank you, Christy. It is so nice to see the young students being active. Hopefully they will retain the healthy habits they learned in elementary school for when they come to high school and beyond school.
Yes, indeed. Up next, we have Jonathan Pomer interviewing Mr. Miller about Ag Career Day. Jonathan?
Thank you, Trevin and Travis. Mr. Miller, what is Ag Career Day about?
Ag Career Day is an event held in York, Nebraska, sponsored by Cornerstone Bank, which promotes and allows students, sophomores through seniors, to go and learn about careers in agriculture and learn from people actually in those careers at the present time.
And what were some of the careers presented at Ag Career Day?
They cover most of the spectrum from ag education and ag teaching, just like I do. There's vet science, there's agronomy, there's some ag mechanics, ag sales. And since Cornerstone Bank kind of covers it, they do a lot of commodity marketing, some ag banking, grain handling, and things like that are all included.
And what was your favorite part about Ag Career Day?
I guess for me, my favorite part is giving my students an opportunity to learn about all these different careers that are out there. They always bring in a keynote speaker. This year's speaker, Mr. Jenkins, talked to them. He's an actual CEO of Whiskey Creek restaurants, and he provided a good message about, being entrepreneurs, going out and getting, what you want and working hard towards it, and good things will happen. So he's gone through a lot of success, but he also went through a lot of failure and grew because of that. So I really appreciate him giving that message to my students.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Miller. Back to you, Trevin and Travis.
Thank you, Jonathan. Ag Career Day sounds like a really interesting day.
It sure does. Hopefully we will hear about our future ag kids and their career decisions.
Up next, we have Haley Schultz, who is interviewing Mr. Holmes about an exciting bell ringer contest. Haley?
Thanks, Trevin and Travis. Mr. Holes, what is the bell ringer contest?
Recently, we have improved our intercom system and our bell system, and I guess we have the capability of creating or entering any type of bell sound that we want. So what we're doing is we're allowing the students to get involved, and what they can do is they can submit 2 tones, it has to be 2 tones, through GarageBand software, and you can send that information via MP3 file to Mr. Sharp.
All right, and what is the final submission date?
I believe it's next Friday.
All right, thank you.
This concludes the episode of the Hawk 411. I'm Trevin Shebik.
And I'm Travis Bankston. Join us next week for the latest news on school events.